Now, the reason why I'm making this video is to make you guys aware of the truth behind these prop trading firms and how it does mess with our psychology with how they actually advertise their stuff, okay? And what I mean by this is that when you first saw these prop trading companies like FTMO and MyForex funds, and you saw, wow, they can allocate you 6 figures and say that, hey, you can trade up to 400K or 600K with MyForex funds. You can have a scaled up plan. You can have a 90-10 profit split if you scale up your account with FTMO. This is all such eye-watering stuff, and it's very easy for us to just say, wow, I really want that. Let me take a challenge. Let me go and take that challenge so that I can be that funded trader and I can get that 90-10 profit split on a 400K account, okay? It's so easy for us to do that. And before you know it, what happens is that we take the challenge, we're not prepared, and we actually lose. And at least that happens to the majority of us. Now, why do I say that happens to the majority of us? Now, like I said in one of the videos that I created earlier about MyForex funds very kindly actually released their statistics to the public about their kind of success rates and failure rates with traders, okay? So I'm actually just going to quickly give you guys a quick recap into this. So according to MyForex funds statistics of November 2021, they said that of all the people that took their challenges, only 10% passed phase 1, which is essentially like FTMO's challenge. Of those, 24% passed phase 2, which is the same as FTMO's verification, okay? Now, once you even got that live account, imagine you had to make that percentage and be above that top percentage of traders. Only 3% of those individuals, only 3% that received their live account made it to their first profit split, okay? So guys, just to give you a clarification, okay? Remember, you guys are going to be paying for a challenge, and of course you want that money to come back once you've received your live account, and of course to make your first payout, okay? So the probability of you making your first payout, so your return on investment, is 0.0007%, okay? I'm going to say that again to you guys. The probability of you making your first payout is 0.0007%, okay? Now, this data, of course, was very kindly, like I said, released by MyForex funds, and you can assume that it is very similar to FTMO, except with FTMO, I'm sure they've got a larger business, they've been around for longer, therefore a tremendously larger proportion of people will be taking FTMO challenges relative to MyForex funds. But of course, the people at the top, as in the traders that are consistent and making their cycles, will be a little bit larger to MyForex funds. But of course, the gap would be huge. And as you just heard that, this is the truth about prop trading companies. They're able to offer these eye-watering profit splits, these tremendous amount of capital, because only a small percentage of traders succeed, okay? And one of the things that you've got to think about, and one of the things that I was very aware of once I landed my FTMO account, is the truth about it. And one of the truths is, of course, not only is the drawdown rule. Now, remember, when you take your challenge of verification, you've got a drawdown rule, and of course, that is still there when you have your live account. But imagine the amount of psychological burden you have once you see yourself going in 1%, 2%, 3% drawdown, and you thinking, oh my God, I'm getting closer to my 10% drawdown rule or a limit. Remember, if you have your own personal account, then you don't have a drawdown limit, right? But you may have one really bad month and you might hit your 10% drawdown limit and you may lose your account, right? Like, that is an extra psychological pressure and burden. But another thing that I was very aware of, and one of the things that I actually found out with FTMO is that, okay, they have FTMO accounts. In those FTMO accounts, they offer 1 to 100 leverage, but they don't let you hold trades over the weekend. Whereas when it comes to the FTMO swing account, which is a 1 to 30 leverage, they do let you hold trades over the weekend. Now, the problem this is with me personally, remember, I'm a trend trader, is that with my set pip stop loss, and with me trading 1%, I'm only allowed to open a maximum of 3 positions at a time on an FTMO swing account, okay? Now, that is very, very limited. There are times when I'm in 4 or sometimes even 5 positions with all of the 5 pairs I trade. But remember, even if I'm in these nice trending positions with 5 pairs, FTMO is not going to let me hold them over the weekend because I only had to limit it to 3. So you've got to think, okay, these companies, okay, they might be offering these leverages and all these kind of nice little profit splits and high amount of capital allocation, but the truth about it is, of course, like I say, very, very small amount of people succeed. And even when you get your live account, the point of me talking about these kind of leverage issues and trying to, even for me as a trend trader, holding my trades over the weekend and letting them run in profit is that even with my live accounts, the pressure is still on you. It's even more against you because not only are you in the account and you're like, hey, okay, great, I've done all the challenge, I've done the verification, it's time to make some money, but they're still even limiting you with that. Remember, if you have your own account, you may even just be with, for example, Vantage FX, a broker. They might give you a 1 to 100 leverage at the beginning with your own money, right? That's tremendously better than 1 to 30. You are at least with a broker be able to hold your positions on the weekend. But FTMO have for some reason limited the amount of leverage that you get if you want to hold your trades over the weekend. You've got to think about why that is. Now, you may have a different opinion to me on that, but again, that is one of the things that you have to think about with FTMO. Why is it that such a small percentage of traders actually reach their first profit split cycle again and again and again? Why is it so small? So again, this brings me back to one of the things that I want to tell you guys, and one of the main points of this lesson, of this video is that, okay, let's say FTMO and my Forex funds do this, okay? Let's say 0.0007% of traders succeed and actually make their first payout. Then of course, remember, as you guys want to know, you guys want to keep your account and you want to be consistent with that account, right? It's not all doom and gloom, because the truth about it is that trading, like we always say, it is very, very psychological. It plays on the human emotion of greed, revenge, ego, and of course the biggest one is the fact that we were born to know that when we win, it's good and we get a pat on the back, but when we lose, it's terrible, therefore something is wrong. Remember, trading is a game of probabilities. As long as you backtest your edge and over the large sample size you prove it works, then you know that even if you got a trade that is a winner or loser but it fits your plan, you're okay. But when we lose and we've not really backtested our plan and shown that it's work, and we've proved to ourselves consistently day in, day out that it is working our edge, then what's going to happen when we take a loss? When you take a loss on this funded account that is a large amount of capital, let's say it's 100K and you take a 1% loss, that's 1K down, right? You've just lost a K like that. That could have tremendous psychological burden. So again, I'm going to give you guys the main 3 words that will help you to get into that bracket of 0.0007% of traders, okay? And that is become the asset, okay? Now, what do I mean by that? Look, one of the things that I do highly recommend you guys, if you guys are earlier on in the trading game, is have a trading mentor that is experienced and has consistent profitable returns and is proven it. That is very, very important. And you should be learning what do they do day in, day out. Not only how they see the market, but more importantly, how do they manage their emotions? Listen to them very carefully. They'll be able to explain to you how do they actually get through these times of not only drawdown, but losses. Remember, the only reason why that statistic is there of 0.0007% is because it plays on our human emotion. So you're gonna have to understand that what I mean by becoming the asset is how do you control your emotion? How do you get better at your psychology? So number 1, my recommendation is have a mentor that is already there and done that, and definitely listen to him and focus on everything he says. And number 2, put good processes in place. You can't just be a trader by backtesting a strategy and then going and trading it in the live markets without consistently proving to yourself the edge works. Because over time, if you don't prove to yourself that that edge works consistently, then your subconscious will unlearn it. And once your subconscious unlearns it, it's going to be difficult for you to handle a loss. Because when you take a loss, you're going to be like, did that fit my plan? Did it not? I don't know if it was part of the plan. Oh God, like it's going to be a tremendous amount of burden. So again, be consistent with not only your back testing, but your chart work. That's another piece of advice I'll give you. But again, like I say, I could give you 10 pieces of different advice in this video. But again, this video was to make you aware of why the edge is significantly in the favor of these prop trading firms such as FTMO and my Forex funds. And like I say, if you guys want the highest probability to get yourself up in that 0.0007% of traders, not only making the first payout, but consistently getting payouts from these prop trading companies, is become the asset, okay? Become the asset. Understand that this is a game of psychology. You're gonna have to be able to handle losses, be mentored by someone that is very good in the game, and keep positive. I think that is also one of the keyest things in it. When you take a loss, keep positive, keep going. There's been times when, even for me, I've been in drawdown and been handling losses. But I have to keep positive. You can either say you give up, which is just no good because that doesn't prove anything, or you continue. And you've got to have that positive mental attitude. So even if, like I say, you're a trader earlier on in the game, try not to be too lured in by these kind of high amount of capital allocations that these companies can give you. Focus more on yourself and becoming the asset, and understanding that, hey, the more positive you are when you handle these losses, and the more positive you can see yourself as a successful trader, the more likely it will bring you to it. And that is the only kind of chances and kind of explanation I can give you to help you get in that very small percentage of traders, okay? So anyway, guys, I want to end this video here. Like I said, this video was to explain a little bit about the kind of the truth behind the FTMO and MyForex funds, prop trading companies, behind the kind of eye-watering capital allocation that they can give you. And I hope this, guys, gives you some sort of encouragement into telling you, hey, yes, maybe the percentage of successful traders is so small. But remember, guys, if you really want to be in that small percentage, you got to do not only what your mentor says, but you got to have a positive mental attitude, and you also got to keep the work consistent. Remember, like I say, trading is a game of probabilities, so you're going to have your wins and losses. So it's important to know that, hey, does your strategy work after backtesting it versus saying, hey, oh, I've taken a loss, that must mean my strategy is wrong. That's a very wrong way of approaching it, okay, guys? But anyway, guys, I hope that really helped you with this, and I hope that did shed some of the kind of candy in front of your eyes that these prop trading firms can offer. And I want you guys, of course, like I say, you want to be in those, you want to have that large capital allocation, you want to be in that top percent of traders, and that is how you do it. Become the asset. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a fantastic trading week. If you have any comments about this video, please feel free to write it down in the comment section below. But again, like I said, have a fantastic trading week ahead. Take care and peace.